Stan and Lisa, your time has come. Stan, 65, meets Lisa, 39, on a seeking arrangement site, which I had to look up what the heck that was. Apparently it's where money is exchanged for arrangements. They did meet before she had went to prison. They met a few months prior, and then she disappeared after their arrangements. And he was like, oh, I guess she dipped. But no, she calls him from prison. It's like, I'm stuck in prison. She went to prison for 10 months for rug charges and tampering with a motor vehicle, which I'm not sure what the heck that means. But Lisa is no stranger to the prison system. She has 15 felonies at the time of filming. So she's in and out, in and out, in and out. And she obviously has a rug problem. He decides that through the months of them talking while she's in prison, that he's going to let her burrow to his house. And there was going to be a money exchange. He may not ever admit it, but there was going to be a money exchange in return for her living there. While she was in prison, she went from having long blonde hair to a buzz cut, basically. She looked a little rough when she got out, but don't worry, because old Moneybag Stan, who claims to be a millionaire, by the way, did I mention that? Because he likes to mention it. He had bought her wigs and makeup and everything she could need for her release. They are on the ride home from the prison, where we learn that she says that she is married to 2 different men at the same time currently. I don't know how that happens. Does that happen? Can you be married to 2 men legally, like by mistake? I don't know. That's what she claims. And she also claims that she isn't even like men. She likes women because men have been bad to her, which I am sorry about. But she claims men have been bad to her, so she actually likes women, which makes it even more apparent that Stan is a trick. We also learn that she has 3 kids, one of which calls her on the ride home from the prison, and he's upset. And of course, any mom of any kind, if their kid's upset, they get upset. But Stan doesn't seem to understand this, and he downplays her emotion about it and treats her like crap about it. And he figures out, damn, we're gonna go home and she's gonna be mad about this, and she's not gonna give me the boom boom that I want. So they just have this all-out battle. He's so foul to her, and she ends up getting a hotel for the night. Her first night out, she gets a hotel. But Stan does take her out to dinner because he hasn't gotten what he wanted yet. So he's gonna butter her up, right, with a fancy steak. They, oh, I'm sorry too, because when she needs money and she needs a place to stay and he needs the boom boom. So they try to make it work. They go home after their lovely little conversation and yet again fight. This time she doesn't want to have with him, right? And he can't take no. He's a disgusting, foul man. I haven't mentioned that. He's so disgusting. I cannot stand him. They're both crappy people. And I'm not saying that because she has addiction. You guys know my feelings of addiction. It is a disease. Lisa's just a crappy person to begin with, okay? Anyway, she denies his advances, and they fight again, and he takes her shit and throws it out on the porch. So yet again, she ends up in a hotel. But she wakes up, and she's like, shit, I'm paroled to his house, and I'm broke. Let me give him a little call and sugar him up. So she calls him up, he comes to the hotel and picks her up, and they then go to the dungeon. Do you not know what the dungeon is? It's a room where he has a straitjacket hanging from the ceiling, all kinds of probes and things, because he is a interesting man. I have to be so careful about what I say. So careful about what I say. So they have a good night in the dungeon, and the next morning he makes her breakfast in bed and everything seems great, and she's like, how's your butt feeling? Because she probed him and treated him like a cow. What's to say that? So things are going better, right? And then she's like, I need to get my license back, so he pays off her fine that she has so she can get her license, and then he goes and tries to get her a car, of course in his name, insurance in his name, all of that. Well, he's out with his creepy friend, because he has creepy friends. When he's out with his creepy friend, going to get her a car, she's in his house with her phone, scanning things on eBay to see how much his stuff's worth. He has baseball memorabilia, balls and cards and all that, and she's scanning it to see the price of what it's worth. Now, up until this time, I really think that she was trying to be sober. Maybe, I'm not a professional, but to me, she seemed like she could string a sentence together. She wasn't twitchy and all that. And then her family came to visit. Her mom, I think it was her mom and her brother. And her brother obviously struggles with addiction issues. And I feel like after that moment, she wasn't sober anymore. And I'm not saying that her brother would give her anything or anything like that, but something happened after that where you could tell that she was definitely using. Lisa isn't the type, like, you see Christiana, you see Tracy, you see Lindsay. They don't want to be on this substances. They want better. And unfortunately, Tracy, she couldn't beat it. Christiana's still trying to beat it. Lindsay beat it. It's a fight every day once you go through addiction, but she's doing the damn thing. And Lisa just doesn't give off the vibe that she gives a shit about anything. She doesn't want anything better for herself. She mentioned school, but she doesn't fight for it. She doesn't fight. And that breaks my heart. Like, she does not want it. She claims to her friend that he's not a trick, but then just, goes in like, I only like women, I don't want men. He's not a trick, but, I'm holding his credit card right now. Fast forward a little bit and we find out Stan is messaging other women, namely his ex Tina, and other girls on his little Facebook. So what does she do? She creates a fake account and messages him, right? He replies to this fake account in 30 seconds. He's like, boom, yes, a new bitch in the mix. So Lisa plays it off and she's like, And then they go on a rock wall date. And this is the most awkward date in all of Love After Lockup history, okay? They're hanging from this rock wall. Why they're just hanging there, I don't know. But they're just hanging on the rock wall. Her K-tip extensions that she should have never gotten because her hair was way too short. She doesn't take care of them. Her extensions are some of the worst I've ever seen. She's hanging there. Her extensions are all sweaty and messy. His little toupee thing's hanging all over his face. And then she brings up the whole thing. And this ends in them breaking up. A sweaty rock wall date really didn't bring them together. So Stan, of course, he wastes no time. He's moving on. He rings up his ex Tina to come over. And in Stan's defense, I have to say this, he does go for women with a full frontal lobe. He's not going for children, which, thank God, okay? Normally that type of guy will go for like 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds, just people that shouldn't be going for. But at least he's going for people who are, yeah, they're younger, but they're fully developed humans. Anyway, he sets up this charcuterie date for him and Tina, and it's a Lunchable. Like a Lunchable like the kids have with like the little bologna and the cheese and the crackers. That on a plate with like some more crackers around it. That's his idea of a fancy date. What a millionaire, right? And I think it was an off-brand Lunchable, those like cheap ones what they call lunch makers. So really showing that money. And I'm running out of time, so I'm just gonna go with this, okay? Lisa gets baptized after they break up. She's tried the whole season to say that she's like this Christian woman and things like that. She even takes Stan to a church at one point. They're in a relationship and they like just talk about things you don't talk about in a church. So that was interesting. But she gets baptized after they break up. She's gone on to date other men. And then as of this day, right now, this moment, she is a wanted person in Missouri. Normally, I'm not an advocate for people going back to prison after. But if you do see her, because I have read that she is selling rugs to young people, call up the cops. She deserves to be locked up if that's the truth. But yeah, I took the screenshot last night, guys, and she is still a wanted person. Has anyone checked Stan's dungeon? Stan, I did follow him after the show. I followed him on Instagram for a while, but I had to block him because his posts are so egregiously disgusting. I did notice at one point during the show he got a tattoo of Lisa on his butt, and he likes to pose in thongs on his Instagram, which I couldn't find. I don't know if it's like because I blocked him or what. I couldn't even find it on like Google. He posts a lot of pictures of him in a thong and stuff, so I could still see as of last year he still had the tattoo of Lisa on his butt. Or it could be something different because he's so saggy. I don't know. I tried to look up Lisa on like Facebook and stuff. She has like 40 different accounts. I'm not even lying. There's so many different Lisa McGraw accounts. She goes by like a bunch of different names too on there. This is the most recent one I found. Obviously she's a wanted person, so I doubt she's going to be posting. Stan, from what I've read in the groups, is still out there looking for his sucrose baby. Still claims to be a millionaire and doing all the things. Thank you guys so much for watching. This could be my last video and that makes me sad. So we'll see what happens with this app, but thank you guys so much for all the love you've given me over my time on this app. I think you guys are awesome.